So, another day, another Gamergate story that has hit the news. And it's just, damn, I can't believe for once it's not the social justice warriors. It's within our own ranks. And for those of you who don't know, TheRalphRetort basically leaked a plan made up by a few of Gamergate's big names. There's been a lot of names bandied around. I'm still not sure who it is and who, wrote it and who kind of circulated it towards everyone. But I do know that a load of other e-celebs like Sargon did admit that he was approached with it, but he was not a part of it. And, allegedly the QQ wrote the GamergatePros plan, the 7-point plan of how to end Gamergate. Yeah, so people within the movement have been planning to end the movement. Not, create a contingency plan for when the movement does eventually end naturally, but to end it here and then, because they have reasons. And they're reasons that I disagree with, and I'll share it with you guys. So, another reason, one of their biggest reasons for trying to end Gamergate now is because they think as an identity, Gamergate has failed. They think that because there's this big tag and everyone's a part of it, it's ended. Any hopes of us succeeding in our goals, like identifying as someone who is a part of Gamergate, and basically saying that there is Gamergate and then there's everybody else, which is what the AGs say, the anti-Gamergate side says. And this reeks of bullshit, because there's four sides. There's the trolls, there's the neutrals, there's anti-Gamergate, and there's Gamergate. There isn't Gamergate and everyone else. And they contradict themselves a lot. They keep saying that, Gamergate has been ruined because we've introduced identity politics. Because we've got too many MRAs, got too many feminists. I'm paraphrasing here, okay? This is what they don't like. They don't like the fact that for some reason Gamergate has decided to incorporate identity politics in its message. I've not seen this. I've not seen Gamergate once parrot an identity politics line. It's these guys that are trying to do it by saying that we're a failed identity, that we should give up our identity, and that we should give back communities to other communities, like V and Kotaku in Action, even though these are boards that are welcoming of Gamergate and have loads of Gamergate supporters and neutrals who are sympathetic. Apparently we should do that. Apparently our identity is holding us back, and because of that we have failed. We have failed in our goals. That's bullshit. That's identity politics from you. We have not once used an argument when it comes to race, sex, etc. We have always argued with the facts, and that is Gamergate is about ethics in games journalism, and to another extent, anti-social justice warrior and censorship. And then they do talk about the ethics cooks. They talk about, how these people tend to be not very ethical, and they and they're ethics cooks, but we don't like them being called ethics cooks. We prefer to call them as ethics scrubs. So, just because these people exist, therefore Gamergate needs to end. Look, every movement has its bad apples, okay? I'm not denying that. These people like Stephen Tom Sawyer, etc., all the other controversial people in Gamergate, these people who have caused a lot of trouble, they cause trouble. These people are always going to be there. There's always going to be people trying to use it for nefarious means. So fucking what? That doesn't mean the movement itself has failed. That doesn't mean that we should end it. Another problem is that apparently we have been whitewashing history. We've been whitewashing things that have been going on. Apparently, about the harassment and misogyny and MRAs and feminists. As if, apparently Gamergate has been saying, we don't have any of this. We've not done any of this, we're fine. It's like bullshit. Nobody's whitewashed anything. Everyone knows the harassment happened on both sides. We know both sides are harassed by trolls and cunts on both sides. We know all about that. Nobody has been denying that. I've not met a single GGer that has. And I sincerely hope that these people are fucking trolling us. I sincerely hope that these people are just fucking messing with us, because the things that they say are just completely bullshit. Like, for example, they said in our progress that we have failed to do everything we set out to achieve, and it's like, we have to be realistic on our mission progress, and it's like, bitch, we know full well that it's gonna take years to combat this bullshit. We know this. We know this. And they talk about all the massive things, you know, the advertisements, you know, the emailing, etc. All those things that we did, all the operations and the charity work. And they were saying that, oh, because of the identity and the hashtag, your fine young capitalists were doomed for failure, and we didn't, if you know, take credit for things that you didn't do in GG, like email advertisers and give to Sea Lion charities, you have no right to do that. Even though people, as far as I know, were crediting Gamergate. Like, people in Gamergate for doing that. They are saying, look, this is what we as a collective did. I myself may not have done a lot of things, but this is what we as Gamergate did. This is what they're trying to attack us for, that we're all collectivists. How do we even refer to Gamergate? We're a group. We have to refer to each other as a group when we talk about the things that the collective has done. This isn't a collectivist thing. This is just common grammatical sense. You know, GG did this, GG did that. What are we supposed to say? Individuals did this, individuals did that. It's like, no, Gamergate overall did these things. Not everyone participated within Gamergate. Other people have different roles. I myself didn't email advertisers. I readily admit that. I didn't give to charity because I was skint all the time as a fucking student, you know. I couldn't afford to give to charity. I still, you know, supported them, spiritually at least. You know, I was there in spirit. I was too busy making videos about this and discussing on forums and debating SJWs on Twitter before they fucking blocked us all. I do not take credit for things I didn't do. I'm just giving credit to the GGers that did so under the term Gamergate. This is what Gamergate did. You know, stop getting so technical with us. How is it such a bad thing anyway? We're a group. And then, speaking of groups, they say that we can only truly be a united front if we agree with absolutely everything. You know, we can't have, you know, our own little friendship groups within GG. We can't have fun. And I'll break this down. So we'll start with cliques, and then we'll get on to things I said before. They have a problem with cliques, and they have a problem mainly with cliques that revolve around, you know, e-celebs. Because, you know, people are fans of one YouTuber or Twitter guy, and others are fans of another. Or some people think one thing, other people think a different thing, or they're libertarians or liberals or communists, etc. Yes, there are communists who are part of Gamergate. Just go on 8chan and look for Paul's opposite. Is it Red Paul or something? Lefty Paul? Lefty Paul, that's it. Lefty Paul are pro-GG, and they're communists and Marxists and everything else to do with the left. Anyway, yeah. And yeah, sure, it's cliquey. That's human life. That's humans. That's what humans do. We form cliques. You have a clique, and then there's a clique within the clique of a clique. That is just, people gravitate towards people they like. But they're still allied with these other cliques. Just because, you know, we may not agree with everything, doesn't mean that overall we don't agree with the overlying message of Gamergate, which is that we demand ethics, we demand agenda pushing to be driven out of the games industry, we demand total ending of censorship, both self and, you know, forced by the social justice warriors. We want freedom of speech, unfettered, and we want freedom of expression, also unfettered. That is what's united all these people. Our love of games have united people who would be enemies. Liberals and Conservatives working together to end social justice warriors. That would never happen in a million years if we didn't have this problem and if Gamergate as a tag and the movement didn't exist. And these people want to end it because they think that because these people don't get along on other aspects of their lives and what they think and what they feel, that Gamergate should end. That's a social justice warrior talking. That's what they do. They end friendships. because you don't agree with them on one little thing. I've lost friends because I am not a feminist. I have lost friends because I'm not a social justice warrior. That's what they do. That's not what we do. We have allies and we have our friends and we stick by them. Because ideology is a bullshit reason, unless it is obviously. And with that, I think I probably did mention everything that I said. Sadly, I did kind of lose track of what I was saying, so let's get back on track. Let's probably talk about another thing. They want to destroy the concept of an e-celeb. E-celebs have existed long before Gamergate, and these people are obviously going to have people gravitate towards them because they agree with their fans or potential new fans, or admirers, or haters even. You're not going to stop that. You're not going to stop it, okay? We will always be associated with GG, despite you trying to destroy the identity. And I don't understand why they want to make it so individual. GG is already individualistic as it is. One person has a completely different idea of Gamergate and what we should be doing, or what we're fighting. And they keep talking about how we need to end this injection of identity politics. That whole thing was full of identity politics. What they wrote and what they were talking about. GG doesn't go through use identity politics. We're fighting it anyway. So what would you want us to do? Gaming and gamers, we're not part of that thing. It's race, gender, class, etc., etc. And I don't know. This is stupid. Monday Matt called it a coup. I wouldn't say it was a coup. I'd say it's people trying to end it and being super secretive, because they're talking about e-celebs. Yet these people are using their vast influence and the people that they know to end Gamergate without consulting the rest of us. This is supposed to be a leaderless group. Yet here we are having these people lecturing us on what it means to be an individualist movement and how to end identity politics and stamp it out within the movement, even though we've never used any of their talking points. We've had to fight them, and just because we have people who are kind of linked to identity politics, feminists and MRAs, apparently that's a bad thing, and we have to stamp these people out and get them away because that's not what GG's about. And yet these people think they know what's best for Gamergate, and they think they can somehow take control of the movement and stamp their own authority and what it should do. They can end it like that. Well, I'm sorry, but you are a minority. You are a minority of Gamergate. You do not lead us. You do not tell us what to do. You do not tell everyone else within the movement whether or not we should end it or not, and if what we think it's about. We will fraternise with whoever we want. Cliques can be good. They do not have to be bad. They do not have to ruin anything. Just because you don't like it doesn't mean we should all end it. See how you're all sounding a bit social justice warrior because you don't like how GG is? You need to make it into your image so you're satisfied. Well, that's not how it works. That's not how GG has worked for the past 12 months. Maybe it is a bit of a coup. Maybe Monday Matt is right. Was there a coup? They certainly wanted to try and co-opt it in some kind of way to end it. I mean, if we end Gamergate now, if we end the hashtag, we're going to be a house divided. This tag is the only reason why all these gamers are even together in the first place, and why the SJWs have hit a brick wall, which is why they can't make any headway. They are weak. They are at the weakest they have been in 12 months. We've got them where we need them. They're defending paedophiles. They're becoming a laughing stock on Twitter. People who are neutrals, hell, even anti-GGers are beginning to see the bullshit. They're beginning to see what's going on and why we fight these people. How the fuck do you think ending it now is going to make things better? Just because you think it's failed? Look, we may not have succeeded in everything, but we've given them a fucking good bloody nose, and now we've got them on the ropes. It's a boxing match. It's going to be tentative at first. This is barely round one. We've not even touched the surface of where this culture war is going. Just because we haven't got every objective doesn't mean that we can't succeed and tick them off one by one as we go along. This is going to take years. And to end Gamergate now is just ending it while we're at a point of strength. Is giving an advantage back to the social justice warriors. A house divided, they're going to come back and they're going to destroy us. United will give them even more bloody noses, and we will continue to put the nails in their coffins, even though they are doing that for us as we speak. Anyway, do not end Gamergate because you think it's good for yourselves. There's other people. There are tens of thousands of us, and we're growing every week, every month, every day, every year, hopefully. You do not control Gamergate. You do not have the right to tell us what we need to do with this hashtag. It will end eventually. Of course it will. But we should let it die naturally. Because eventually there will be something else. Without Gamergate we would not have sad puppies and angry, whatever the other puppies are called. We would not be having this backlash against social justice. To end it now at a position of strength, you're mad. Anyway, I'm going to start repeating myself, so this has been CharmingMan93. Like and share the video, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you all later.